I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I'm supposed to be doing something, and if you know that you're supposed to be doing something, do it. That's all I can say. I have no clue what I am supposed to be talking to you guys about. None whatsoever. So I'm just gonna go off of whatever the feeling is that's happening right now. Yeah. So yeah, moving off of a feeling. Let's just call it that. God, yeah. Right now, I guess what I want to tell you guys is don't be afraid to go forward with your life. Don't be afraid to move into a direction that's totally crazy, that seems so weird and just so against the grain, against what you're supposed to do. One of the quotes that I have heard this week is, the cave that you're usually afraid to go into is usually the one that holds all the treasures. I know that that seems completely backwards. That, you know, the sense of fear that we have, things holding us back and not being able to accomplish something, or being afraid that once we enter into this realm we might not make it. Getting there is the hard part. Everything else is easy. We're just so afraid to take these steps that we really don't see an end to. But the end is not the thing that comes out of it, the final result. The ending is the journey. That's the thing that you look back on. And how can you have a journey if you're not even going to take a step? I just think that I've been afraid. I've been so afraid this year. This year has been crazy for me. I've gone to Miami, to LA, not to LA. Yeah, LA, New York, Atlanta, and most of the time it's been by myself. I mean, being in New York by myself for the first time ever. That was nuts. I'm thinking Law and Order, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get mugged, I'm gonna get raped, like, it was just so much. But if the universe, if God presents you with a way to be in the moment, to be in the now, to be in the journey, why are you not taking the risk? What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid of that you're not going to make it? I mean, things, or that when you get there, that things won't be how they're supposed to be. Nothing is ever how it's supposed to be. Everything has to be built. It has to be built. You're not going to just, a mansion is not going to fly out the air for you. You have to work to get the car, to get the mansion, to get the money, to get this, to get that. And taking the step is the very first part of everything. So I don't know. I just, the journey for me, the book that I've been reading is TJ's Instincts. And it started off like that. And I kid you not. I went on a fast. And then after that, I started reading that book. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to read this book. And in the book, he talks about, I don't know why I felt like I was drawn to it. But he was just talking about animals being in a cage, being in a habitat after they've been in the wild. They're so afraid to step out of the cage. They've never been in the wild before, but that is their home. That is their territory. They're so afraid to step out of the cage, so they step out a little bit, and then they come back in. And then the next time they step out a little bit more and linger a little bit longer, then come back in. And then the third time they step out a little bit more and linger a little bit longer, take enough time to look around and see what's going on, and then they go back in. And then the next time they actually enjoy it. They actually enjoy the breeze. They enjoy the sunset and enjoy, I don't know if lions enjoy sunsets, but whatever. You get what I'm saying? They go back out and they enjoy it because it's where they belong. They feel that's where they belong. They know it in their heart. And sometimes it doesn't take a big move, but just move a little bit, just a little bit at a time into the direction that you're supposed to go, into your passion, into your dreams. Just a little bit of information, just a little bit of auditioning, just a little bit of baking and selling, or just a little bit of making something, a piece of clothing and selling it at the neighborhood, whatever. As long as you're moving, you're doing something, you're making it work. And you're leaving the cage of what you thought you were supposed to be all this time. So just move a little bit. Like this year, I went out to Atlanta and I moved a little bit. Like, I went back 5 different times, and I'm not saying that's the place I'm supposed to be, but I went 5 different times and came back, and each time I got less and less afraid to go. I got less and less afraid to take on my own journey. I don't know what it was about, but I was there and I loved it. I loved it. So what I'm saying to you is this week, be brave. Leave the cage a little bit at a time. You don't have to do it all in one day, but a little bit at a time, and see what it feels like to live. Yeah. Okay, so I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a great week. You can always follow me on Instagram. I do talk back. Instagram at Lolita Price, and of course Facebook as always, Lolita Price. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Bye.